Hello, I am Natalie J. Whyte. Welcome to this mini class on the pineal gland and how the pineal gland is affected by social media and digital device use. Right, so I'm going to begin just by introducing myself a little bit. I am an evolution coach. I use a combination of modalities to help people evolve and get to their next sort of level of their life, to level up. And the main modalities that I work with are meditation, yoga, life coaching, executive coaching, project management, Reiki, and hypnotherapy. So I combine those modalities in a variety of ways, depending on where the person needs to get to. And obviously that requires a bit of background knowledge in topics that we're going to talk about today. So I want to begin talking about the pineal gland by just explaining the structure and the function, and then that will make it easy to understand the effect that sort of our digital use has on it. The pineal gland is situated right in the middle of the head, like right at the center of the brain. So if you sort of did a scan right down there, sort of in line with the brows, you'll see that I'm blessed with a mole actually on my pineal gland. There's a hint of things to come. And so the structure, it is a pine cone shaped gland, and in the gland it has a little calcium microcrystals, and they are known as piezoelectric. So piezoelectric means that they, under pressure, they exert an electromagnetic pulse. It actually comes out as sort of a blue-white light, like a bioluminescence almost. And then also the pineal gland, its sort of main glandular function is to change serotonin into melatonin. So serotonin is sort of the daytime neurotransmitter, melatonin is the nighttime one. So what's interesting about the pineal gland, it's about the size of a raisin, and it is called, of course, the third eye. It actually has the same structures as the eye. It has a cornea, a retina, and a lens. And you are able to experience visuals when sort of with your eyes closed, when you're visualizing, and that is actually coming through in the third eye. So that visualization is often happening there. And then its main function is that secretion of melatonin. And the melatonin is secreted when light is removed. So that blue-white light of the devices, for example, the white light of sunlight, for example, that keeps us in the serotonin cycle. And then when there's darkness, melatonin starts being produced. Melatonin is responsible for so many things in the body, your metabolism, your sleep cycles, bone density, immune functioning, sexual functioning, sensitivity to electromagnetic frequencies, sensitivity to other stimulus as well. So it's a very important gland. So just to look at the function and the structure and how it's affected by our digital media and our digital device use. Just on a physics level, it has to do with electromagnetic frequency. So it is a gland that is sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies. So when it is being constantly bombarded by electromagnetic frequency, for example, our Wi-Fi, our devices, all those kind of things, it develops a sort of hypersensitivity. And sometimes that can either make you oversensitive, or it can actually lower the threshold of sensitivity. So the person can't sense things as easily because the sensitivity, that there's a tolerance there, that has been built. Then the piezoelectric function, because these little cells are sensitive to electricity. There is some research going on right now testing how the electromagnetic pulses also affect the growth of the pineal gland, the calcification, and so on, because those cells are sensitive to electricity. So what happens when you are on your device, for example, for long hours? They're getting those electromagnetic pulses as well, but also the light from the device itself. The light from the device itself is being perceived as sunlight, and so that means that melatonin is produced only 1 to 2 hours after that light is no longer present, which means that a person is prolonging their sleep cycle. The later that you're on a device, the later that you're being exposed to that light, the later your melatonin production begins. And why this is an issue is because of REM sleep. So REM sleep is your a certain level of sleep, depth of sleep. It's when you're going into those deeper healing sleeps. And it's very important for that sleep as it does a number of things. It has to do with your memory processing. It helps with your metabolism as well. It helps with body detoxification, immune system re-energization, and then also healing and recovery from, any diseases or illness, or just the sort of daily toxins and busyness of life. So what happens is the screen time also increases alertness as well, which means that you're even more aware of what's going on, which is obviously going to reduce the amount of time you're going to be able to sleep. So anyone suffering from insomnia, if you're struggling sleeping, you need to turn the device off much earlier. Right, so that's roundabout sums it up. It's just to give you a brief idea, it's the sensitivity to electromagnetic frequencies that is present in the pineal gland, as well as the production of essentially the sleep or metabolism and neurotransmitter or hormone of melatonin, and those two are affected by your screen time and your time on your device. So best recommendation, if you're going to be on your screen, that's fine. Try and reduce the light. Perhaps you can even get lenses that reduce the light. Sometimes you can get a screen. You can also choose to then turn off your device a couple of hours before bedtime so that you're not exposed to that light. And then, of course, you can also practice certain practices like meditation and yoga and all those kind of things, which are really feeding and nourishing the pineal gland and growing your ability to actually use it and have effects from it. I just wanted to cover quickly the chakra connection. So pineal gland is the third eye, is a chakra connection. It's known as the seat of the soul. It's called the Ajna chakra, or the brow chakra, or the third eye. And it's got to do with the ability to perceive and transduce or transmute information, sensory information, electrical information, for example, into visuals or into sort of dreams, daydreams. So very important for your visualization, very important for your, perhaps people who are even working with extrasensory perception, for example, psychic channels, all those kind of things where you translating information to a visual or symbolic representation so that we can actually interpret it and then use it, for our guidance or just in our spiritual practice in some way that's useful to us. So that is as much as I think you need to know. So try and limit the social media time, try and limit the device time, and reduce the stimulus those few hours before bed, which is going to have knock-on physical effects: improved sleep, improved sexual function, improved memory, improved focus, improved sense of connection to source, whatever you may call that. Yes, so look after your pineal gland, and thank you for having me here. I've appreciated sharing what I've learned and applied for myself. Thank you.